Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we are going to be doing another Walking Dead Q&A, and I just want to say, man, like I do at the beginning of every single one of these videos, these are by far my favorite videos to make with you guys. I love doing Q&As, and I think it's just because I love interacting with you guys and hearing all your crazy thoughts and crazy theories and crazy questions and stuff, right? So I want to say thank you so much to everybody who did send in questions. And if you didn't get a chance to send in questions for this Q&A video and you want to send some in for the next one, the best way you can do that is to leave a comment down below and just ask a question. Just make sure you put Q&A before you ask the question so I know it's for the Q&A videos and not just a question that you want me to answer in the comments, right? So yeah, make sure you put Q&A first before you ask a question. And also another way you guys can get in touch with me and just, see what's going on with me and everything is my Instagram. So I post quite a bit over there, a little bit less as of late, but yeah, I make a lot of edits and stuff like that. And obviously, if you guys have any questions, for Q&A videos or anything at all, you can DM me, and I'm always there to talk. And whatever you guys need, right? I'm always here for you. So there's my Instagram. Give me a follow. I really appreciate it, guys. It really means the world to me. Give me a follow on Instagram. Make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. It really helps the channel grow. Let's get right into the Q&A, man. So, with the first question today, we have Q&A. Do you think that the Saviors would protect Alexandria if, let's say, the Wolves attacked them after Negan took over? From what I remember, the Saviors were a little more reasonable in the comics and they did actually protect the communities. So, do you think that in the show, would the Saviors rescue Alexandria or let it fall? Keep up the good work. So, hey man, as long as you guys keep showing me support, I'm going to always do these videos. So, thank you so much for such a great question. But to answer your question, yeah, man, I do think the Saviors would have protected Alexandria if they would have been attacked by the wolves or something like that after Negan took over, or the Whisperers as well, right? I mean, I think the Saviors would have fought against the Whisperers to protect Alexandria because we know that the Saviors looked at Alexandria and all the people there, like they were their property. You know what I mean? For sure. So, I mean, yeah, I think they would have fought and protected Alexandria from the threats for sure. And I mean, that was definitely something I was thinking about during that season 7 period there where, our group practically had no weapons to defend themselves, right? I mean, if something bad would have happened, they would have been screwed. I think that would have been a really awesome storyline. Imagine if all the Alexandrians got wiped out or something, right? And I think it would have been really easy to replace those like red shirt characters in Alexandria with people from the kingdom. Imagine if, the kingdom fell like it did later on in the show, right? And then you could just, take the people from the kingdom and put them in Alexandria to replace those people that got killed by an onslaught that happened because the saviors didn't let our people defend themselves, right? I think that would have been a really interesting point. But then obviously you just would have had less people to fight in the war. So I mean, I guess there's always a reason not to do something like that, right? But I mean, I think they still could have done that. Honestly, it really wouldn't have mattered. No one really was that crazy about the all-out war storyline anyway. So it doesn't have to make the most sense. I still think it would have been a really cool story idea, right? To have Alexandria practically get wiped out by an onslaught of attacks from these, some terrible group or something like that, right? And then next thing you know, Negan feels like an idiot because he's like, well, I'm the one that said they can't have any guns to protect themselves, and they get attacked, and now all of those people are dead, and who's gonna give me my stuff now? But yeah, for sure, they would have protected him. Absolutely, wonderful question. The next question we have is Q&A. What made you fall in love with The Walking Dead? And if it were up to you, how would you want the show to end? Also, another question: what is your favorite track from the Walking Dead soundtrack? Oh man, this is what I'm talking about. You guys ask the absolute best questions. The Walking Dead fans are superior to any other fan base in TV. I stand by that wholeheartedly. You guys ask the best questions. So, um, what made me fall in love with The Walking Dead, man? I was around 11 years old when I started watching this show, and my dad told me about it because my best friend at that time, his name was Kyle, and his dad and him would watch The Walking Dead. And, me and my dad, we didn't have the greatest relationship growing up. It was pretty rocky, and it still is actually very rocky, unfortunately. Not to get too personal, but it was kind of one of those things where I think my dad looked at that as something we could bond, together over and stuff like that. And yeah, I think, he told me about it, and I was like, hey, this is awesome, like me and my dad doing something together. And it was just very special. I remember the first time I ever watched The Walking Dead, it was on the back deck with my dad, and we were sitting there all night long We were watching The Walking Dead, and it was on a school night, and I ended up missing the next day. He let me stay home. It was just like really funny and awesome. Like my dad was always very strict on me growing up. You know, I had to have straight A's if I wanted to play 1 hour of video games a week, and it was just like very. My dad was kind of like a drill sergeant parent in a way. And he was cool at times, but he was very difficult at times as well with that stuff. And that was one of those moments where we had so much peace, like just between us. It was something that we did together, like father and son. And, you know, it was just very special for me to be able to experience something like that with my father and stay up all night watching The Walking Dead. And, you know, that was really special for me. And obviously that introduced me to these, you know, great and wonderful characters: Rick Grimes, Daryl Dixon, you know, Maggie, you know, all these awesome people. And that was back before season 3 was even out. You know what I mean? The only seasons that were out was 1 and 2, and they were on Netflix actually, I believe. And yeah, I just stayed up all night watching it, and then we ended up taking my sister to go see her friend the next weekend, I believe. And it was about a 3 or 4 hour drive, and I sat in the passenger seat and just had the earphones in on my dad's phone and was just watching all The Walking Dead on the way there and all the way back, man. And it was just incredible. It was a very fun time, and it was just super special for me. So that's what really made me love The Walking Dead, just the characters, and obviously spending time with my dad like that, you know, because no matter what, you know, I mean, you always love your dad, you always love your parents, and you know, I'll always love my dad no matter what. So that's one of my, you know, some of the most like just incredible fond memories I have with my father is just sitting on the back deck, no drama, no fighting, no stress, just watching my favorite show with my dad. That's something I'll never forget. You know, not to get too emotional or anything, but yeah. So that was a very fun time, and that's what made me love The Walking Dead. And to answer your second question, what is your favorite soundtrack from The Walking Dead? I've never been that good with this stuff, like remembering soundtracks and everything like that. But I mean, it's hard to not say the theme song, right? I mean, the theme song's incredible. But what is that one song, dude? There's I really, in a weird way, I love that song from season 10, episode 4. I think it's called Heaven I Know. I believe it's season 10, episode 4. I believe the episode's called Silence the Whisperers. And that song, watching that episode at the beginning of that episode, that song just hits different when you're watching that. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go to Netflix, watch season 10, episode 4, like just the first, you know, few minutes, and listen to that song and see everybody happy and having fun, and like Daryl's there and everything. I don't know. It was a special time for The Walking Dead for sure. It was fun. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of season 10, it was awesome back then, man. It was just incredible. Anything with the original series was so incredible. I love it all the time. So I probably say Heaven I Know was my favorite soundtrack. And yeah, that's probably what I'd say. Besides the theme song, obviously the theme song is always elite. Next question we have is Q&A. What do you think ever happened to Heath after Tara lost him? So much speculation. He literally just disappeared. And also, do you think Cadron is going to survive in the tunnel for Daryl Dixon season 3? Do I think he's going to survive the tunnel? Excuse me. So yeah, to answer your first part of that question, what do I think happened to Heath? I just don't really know. It's really weird because so much time has gone by, and Heath was a pretty cool character. I wouldn't say he was ever that important or that significant, really, but he was still a really cool character. You know, at times I thought he was, you know, pretty watchable, right? I mean, the actor is definitely a good actor. So I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. He just disappeared. And obviously there was the whole PPP card, like the white card and stuff. And we still don't really know what that is, right? We don't really know what that is. There was something with the ones who live in the last episode when Pearl Thorne was looking out at the crowd of CRM soldiers and stuff, right? And there was something in the background on the whiteboard which said PPP. So was it related to the CRM? I mean, probably. Did Jadis steal him and send him away? Considering the fact that she was going to do that to Negan and Gabriel and stuff like that, I think it's probably safe to say that Heath did get captured by the scavenger people, the trash people, and Jadis sent him out to the CRM, and I wouldn't be surprised if he just ended up dying somewhere along the process, or I don't know, you know, maybe he's a CRM soldier somewhere, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised at all. I mean, it'd be pretty cool, right? And like the next Walking Dead spinoff, maybe with Rick and Michonne or whatever, if we get to see Heath, right? I mean, I think that would actually be really cool. Imagine if, you know, Rick's just sitting there and then there's like a CRM soldier or something, and then he recognizes him and is like, Rick? Like, and Rick's like, Well, it'd be funny if Rick couldn't even remember his name. He's just like, man, it's been too long. Who are you? What's your name? He's like, it's Heath from Alexandria, and all this stuff. It would be interesting. I think there needs to be some sort of like closure with the whole Heath thing because we just don't know what happened to him. But I mean, is he connected with the CRM and everything like that? Probably. I think it's safe to say Jadis did trade him. So yeah, that's my opinion on what I think happened with Heath. Um, Next question we have here is, what do you think happens to Carol and Daryl in the next season of Daryl Dixon? How was the UK fared post-apocalypse? How do you think Carol and Daryl end up in Spain? Do you think we'll see Cadron emerge from the tunnel also? Thanks for the Commonwealth. Thanks from the Commonwealth of Nelson, New Zealand. Wow. Incredible that there's people that watch that far out. So yeah, to answer your question, sorry, I'm here like a dog bark, and it's like throwing me off. But to answer the first part of your question, um, how did the UK fare post-apocalypse? I mean, I just don't really know. It's one of those things we just don't know. I'm sure it probably just collapsed like the rest of the world, if I had to guess. But yeah, I just don't really know, man. Honestly, I have no idea. And how do I think Carol and Daryl end up in Spain? I mean, there's probably just going to be a way for them to get home over there. There's probably just going to be a way that they can escape or a way that they can maybe get back home. Do we think Daryl Dixon season 3 is going to be the last season? Probably not. I'm pretty sure. Don't we already have confirmation of a season 4, or at least like pretty much confirmation of a season 4? So are they actually getting home in season 3? Probably not. So I don't know. I don't really know what they're doing in Spain, but obviously it has something to do with them going home. And do I think Cadron will end up getting out of the tunnel? Yeah, I think so. He's a pretty tough guy. Pretty tough dude. I think he'll get out of it just fine. And yeah, thanks from the Commonwealth of Nelson, New Zealand. I mean, dude, that is absolutely incredible. I mean, um, I can't believe that you found my channel all the way out there. Yeah. So awesome. Shout out to you, man. You're a incredible person. Thanks for stopping by. Next question we have is Q&A. What do you think happens? Oh wait, that's the same exact question. My fault. Um, Next question we have is, how many times do you watch The Walking Dead every single year? So I mean, I watch it probably at least once a year. I would say I try to rewatch it once a year. I really do enjoy watching it. It's definitely my favorite show of all time, obviously. So I try to watch it at least once per year. Or I don't watch the whole entire series once a year, but I try to. But I typically end up getting like season 7, season 8, season 9, and then I just kind of like fade away and get caught in other stuff or doing other things with my time. Watching Batman the animated series or something like that. I don't know. But I definitely watch The Walking Dead every single year for sure. Next question we have is, what's your opinions on the spin-offs as a whole? I'm okay with them. I like them. I just hope they're heading towards a direction, or they're heading towards a place where we actually get some really great reunions and actually get what we want to see. And I think we all want to see a continuation of the story on the grand scale, right? We want to see Rick back leading the group. I think we want to see that. So I hope that all the spin-offs lead to that. Next question we have is, what do you think about Fear the Walking Dead characters crossing over into the current Walking Dead spin-offs? I mean, I'd be fine with it, honestly. I mean, imagine if we got to see Dwight and Sherry in Dead City. I mean, that'd be pretty awesome, right? I think Dwight is a very watchable character. I like Dwight. Maybe that's unpopular. I know my grandma's not the biggest fan of Dwight at all. I just don't think she likes his burnt face. Kind of, creeps her out or whatever. But I like Dwight, actually. I've always liked Dwight. So I'd be totally fine with seeing Fear characters in The Walking Dead, for sure. The next question we have is, do you think The Walking Dead will ever return back or even close to the glory days of the original series? And this is a really hard one to answer, and this is the second to last question for this Q&A video. We're getting pretty lengthy here at 14 and a half minutes, but I'm going to try to answer this as quickly as I can. I don't know. And people might say, well, obviously it's not going to, but that's just from a hype standpoint. If we're talking quality, these spin-offs were probably better quality overall than some of the original series seasons, for sure, right? So if we're going quality based, we're headed in the right direction. Did the quality of the spin-offs surprise us? I mean, it surprised me. I was actually really impressed with the quality of the spinoffs, and I think we're heading in that right direction where The Walking Dead knows the quality that it needs to produce. So if they ever did do, another show with Rick and Michonne, or even if they brought back The Walking Dead season 12, I say cut the seasons down to 10 to 12 episodes, maximize the budget. Let's freaking, let's really get serious here and have some crazy stuff, right? That's what I think. So do I think they can? I absolutely think they can. Rick was gone for 5 years, dude, out of the show. We didn't get to see Rick from like 2018 to like 2024 or 20. Wait, no, yeah, what was it? Around 5.5 years, right? I think, or something like that. So, I mean, absolutely, the show can return back to at least close to the glory days. Maybe it won't actually recapture our imaginations like it used to, but absolutely it could get back to something close to that with Rick back and all these characters, Daryl, all this incredible talent and all this passion. Absolutely. I really do think we could get close. I'm not going to say we can recapture that same emotion and same feeling we had when season 5 episode 1 came out or season 4 episode 8 Too Far Gone. Do I think we're going to get back to that? Probably not. But do I think we can have some absolutely bad A incredible moments within the Walking Dead franchise and Walking Dead universe in the future that could relate or even maybe pass some of those moments? I do believe we could have moments that are like top 5, top 10 Walking Dead moments, or could we have a top 10 Walking Dead episode in the future overall? I think we could. So I must say yes, I think we can get back to that, although they have to do incredible crazy stuff, incredible crazy reunions, incredible budget. It has to be top of the line quality because you already did such a great show and did such a great job. If you're going to come back and do something mediocre, the fans are going to be very disappointed. If I'm AMC, I'm dumping the budget. I am absolutely dumping a ton of money into something, and I'm making something insane. It has to be insane. It has to really capture people. So I think they can. Will they, though? That's a whole different question. But can they? Absolutely. And the last question we have is kind of a personal one that I was debating if I was even going to answer. But the fact that people paid attention to some of my story, and obviously, you guys, if you guys didn't know, I'm going to be a father in May or possibly April. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it'll be in May actually. Yeah, it'll be either early or mid-May, I believe. But I'm going to be becoming a father, and I'm having a daughter, which is crazy. Unfortunately, me and the mom split up, and we're not going to work out, and that's fine. I've accepted that now. But this person asked me, "What is your baby's name going to be?" And honestly, I don't know because considering the fact that me and her mom split up and she moved 1,000 miles away, I'm not really gonna have a lot of say so and stuff, guys. Okay. I believe right now we're aiming towards Sailor. I believe Sailor Gray is what we're aiming for. I believe, and I mean that's gonna be an incredible name, and I'm honored to become a father. It really does mean a lot to me, regardless of what my involvement's gonna be. Obviously, it's gonna be limited, being 1,000 miles away, but yeah, I mean, I'm still excited. I'm going to do my best, and I'm really excited to become a dad. Even when it's not the situation I wanted or the situation I prayed for, I'm honored and I feel blessed to say that I created a life for sure, even if it was with somebody that I probably shouldn't have done it with. There's silver linings, and that silver lining is Sailor Gray. So, anyways, you guys asked the best questions in the world. I was debating whether or not I was going to answer that, but it just meant a lot to me that you guys care. It meant a lot to me that you guys resonate with me and want to hear what I have to say, even if it's about my own personal life. So this was actually kind of a personal Q&A. I told you guys a little bit about, the origin of me and The Walking Dead with my father and everything and, all that. And obviously now talking about my daughter and stuff. And yeah, you guys are the best, man. I feel very appreciated and loved by you guys. And that is just something you can't really put a price on. So this has been a very long video, my longest video I've ever made, I think. So I've enjoyed every single minute of it. You guys are the best. I really appreciate you guys, every single one of you. Don't forget, if you want to ask a question next time for the next Q&A video, drop it down below, put Q&A. I will answer every single one. Hit me up on Instagram at Daryl's_vest, and I will answer every single question. So that's going to do it for the video, guys. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe, drop a comment, share, all that stuff. Join the community. I'm going to be starting a Discord soon, guys. I'm going to start a Discord soon. It's going to be really fun. And yeah, so I appreciate it. Man, what a video. This has been my favorite video I've ever made. I think the most personal, fun I've ever had making YouTube videos in the year I've been doing this with you guys. So this means a lot to me. I'm never going to forget this video, ever. So drop a like. I love you guys, man. Stay safe out there in the crazy world. I love you guys. Peace out.